company with a vision to promote equitable community development and green jobs in the Northland is building its first net zero home. Green New Deal Housing is a Duluth-based firm constructing affordable solar-powered homes in the Twin Ports with an eye toward a sustainable future. Here to tell us more is Greg Gilbert, co-founder of Green New Deal Housing, and Rachel Wagner is co-founder and interim executive director of the company. And welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Greg, you're one of the founders. Talk a little bit about Green New Deal Housing and how this idea originated.
Well, this is one of the larger issues of our time, climate change. And housing contributes 40% of the CO2 emissions to the construction and maintenance of housing. And we just happen to have, I've known Rachel for a while, and she's a designer who has done a lot of design work in this area over the years. And I thought, wow, what a treat to put her talent to use in this plan. The difference here is rather than custom housing, we're trying to standardize it so that it's more affordable.
Sure.
and can have a greater outreach for people and then on the better benefit for the environment.
And Rachel, I understand these new homes will not be using fossil fuels for energy. Can you talk about that a little bit?
That's correct. In our cold north climate, until recently, it was considered maybe even irresponsible to try to heat our homes without using natural gas or propane. But recent technological advances in super efficient heating and cooling equipment appropriate for very cold climate operation has made it really possible to create zero net energy home designs for houses powered entirely by electricity, even in very cold climates such as Duluth. And this is a game changer for multiple reasons. First and foremost, no matter what you do with fossil fuels, burning fossil fuels produces CO2 emissions, period.
I was just going to say, we have an image of the home up on the screen, and maybe you can talk about some of those features that make one of these net zero homes so efficient.
Well, it's a combination of factors, and really the biggest difference in the kind of houses that we're doing is the fact that we are taking a very holistic systems approach and treating the entire home sort of from top to bottom with a balance of what we call enclosure and systems. So we create a super energy efficient building enclosure with insulation levels from top to bottom that are about twice what code would normally require.
And Greg, is there a strong market for this type of housing?
Oh, I believe there's a huge market for this housing. We have to, because climate change is a huge problem, and we've got to address it, and this is a good way to do it. And with the people that have contacted us, when they saw our prototype house going up, and we've gotten some publicity, people that contact Rachel for that, it's just amazing to see the interest, yes.
Mm-hmm. And these homes are being designed for people who fall in that $65,000 to $80,000 household income range. Is that correct right now, that you're trying to make this affordable to folks?
We're trying to make it very affordable for folks who earn too much to qualify for so-called low-income housing programs, but don't make enough or have debts or other barriers to purchasing a new home, and certainly a very energy efficient home, without some sort of assistance. There is a big gap in our community. Folks who work full-time, pay their bills, pay their rent, and still cannot sort of amass the financial stability to live in a home like this. And I'd like to just make a point that this is not so much about whether or not there's a market for this. This is about recognizing that housing is a basic need. It's essentially a human right. And so we have to not think of housing as real estate. We need to think of it as dwellings.
And Greg, how many of these houses do you think will be built in the next 3, 4, 5 years?
Well, we're working on our first house. As you can see, we've got the, bringing up the foundation. And we're going to kind of learn from this house and see how things go. And our goal, we don't have a stated goal, but we hope to.
Multiple?
Many. And we've got leads on property. The city of Superior has expressed a strong interest. So we're hopeful that we can really enter the housing market in a strong way over the next couple of years.
And what kind of assistance is available to make this work? Because energy efficiency costs quite a bit. It costs more to build a house the way that you're proposing. Are there government subsidies, grant funding, private donations?
All of the above. Every affordable housing developer relies on some kind of subsidy to bridge the gap between what it costs to build and what it costs for the occupants to live in that housing, whether it's rentals or purchasing. Interestingly enough, when you go all the way to zero net energy housing, the additional costs to build this way are offset immediately by the reduced operating costs, because every year from day one, in a home like this, the occupants are going to save more than $2,000 in energy costs, and that's just in today's dollars at today's prices. We know that energy prices rise every year, and often above, at a faster rate than regular inflation. Wages are not keeping up with this, and so the stability of living in a home where your energy costs are going to be zero is a game changer.
Well, we're getting the wrap. Very quickly, if people want to learn more information about either how to get the home or how to donate, where do they go?
GreenNewDealHousing.org.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both for
Appreciate
being
it.
here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.